Jojo Rabbit is the 2019 Best Picture nominated film directed by Taika Waititi. The film is about Jojo, a lonely boy growing up in Germany during World War II. Right off the bat, we see how obsessed he is with being a part of the Hitler Youth, so much so that his own imaginary friend is Hitler himself.
I don't think I can do this.
Was? Of course you can.
However, his world gets turned upside down when he discovers that his single mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their attic.
Hi.
This is a movie that, from the moment you see Taika pop up in his Hitler costume, you know you're in for something unique. The movie's adapting a story that was based on true historical events, yet it makes Nazi Germany feel like a whole new world. For example, the way it was shot and colored almost always felt warm and painting-like. This was contrasting to most other historical films that portrayed its events as dark and muted. I think that the purpose for this look was to allow the audience to be able to see the world as it was from Jojo's point of view, who saw his own story as that of an underdog who was aspiring to become a part of something greater. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be going into this movie thinking about, like, what's the message? What is the meaning behind this? Why are we portraying this such a dark point in world history in such a comedic light, and is this inappropriate? What concerns me the most about these kinds of questions is that they're going to take the viewer's mind off of the comedy. Naturally, as humans, we'll always be trying to find meaning in stuff. However, I believe that this movie is meant to be laughed at. The way it critiques the Nazis is putting their beliefs into a comedic light. That way, when we really think about how the Nazis viewed Jewish people and how they viewed Hitler, and when we poke holes in their beliefs, it really is laughable and ridiculous. For me, one of the highlights of the movie was its cast. Roman Griffin Davis playing Jojo was just so unbelievably talented. Him, along with Tomasin McKenzie, who played the Jewish girl Elsa, really sincerely played forth the emotion and the humanity of their respective characters, and they had really good chemistry in their relationship. I also really enjoyed Scarlett Johansson's role as Jojo's mother, as I think that she was able to sell her character's extravagant personality and, at the same time, her subtle struggles. Speaking of which, while this movie is a comedy, it still has its really deep emotional moments. While it could be difficult to balance, I never felt that the humorous bits were misplaced or inappropriate. That's just how well the story moved along. Before watching this, some audiences might wonder how a movie about Nazis could even hold up, especially if the main character is spouting racist and offensive stuff for the entire beginning of the film. American entertainment has been vilifying Nazis for years. In fact, if you ever need a big army of bad guys for your heroes to defeat, then just throw in some Nazis. However, while this movie by no means humanizes the choices that were made by Nazis, it kind of made me feel bad for Germans like Jojo who were conditioned or raised on a foundation that could crumble so easily. As we see Jojo question and confront his blind nationalism, we don't root against him. Rather, we root for him that he could rid himself of those Nazi beliefs. We're concerned for Jojo's safety, as well as that of his mother and the Jew that they're hiding. Suddenly, we see other Nazis in Jojo's life, especially those in high-ranked positions that were never able to shed those beliefs, and it's pretty tragic. We see these people end up causing harm to themselves and to millions of people around them, all because of this ridiculous belief system.
I think it fits into a long tradition of movies that have used humour to satirise Hitler that date back into the 40s itself, when Hitler was still in power, whether it be Chaplin's The Great Dictator, To Be or Not to Be, Ernest Lubitsch film, obviously famously Mel Brooks in the 60s. It seems strange to me that 80 years later we're feeling ever so worried that suddenly this subject can't be mocked.
What irks me,
Yeah,
I love the word irk.
Yeah.
What irks me is people who say that comedy is not, it's not an effective tool, or it's not, something to be taken seriously as an art form. And it's one of the most powerful tools that we have.
So while this is a movie that you can pop in to watch with the family and have a good laugh, this movie teaches us about the value of comedy. I'll give Jojo Rabbit an A+.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah, I know, it's definitely not a good time to be a Nazi.